All right. The bottom line bombs on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Shady Rays. SGPN is teaming up with Shady Ray for Shady May. Get 50% off your Shady Rays using promo code SGPN. Then go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/shady for your chance to win $500. We're also brought to you by Edge Boost. Edge Boost enables you to double your bet with no interest. Go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/edge to get started today. Let's start it with boosting this theme song, which we have the rights to. That's why it's not that really exciting. Yes. Love that. Welcome to the that's a sudden stop to the song. To the Bottom Line Bombs. I am CJ Sullivan, your host of the show, the man in the box. Might as well play after him too. That's what I learned about a lot of radio shows. They play a lot of sound bites that go with things that they say. I have like the one quick top 5-second thing, because then I got to talk. It's just me talking in this box to you, giving out picks with bits for tobacco use only, and finding the narrative in the fun times. We give out winners. It's not just all laughs around here. Laughs by me for me. I'm the original FUBU of for comedy. That's the thing with the box. I really have no idea what what's going on with the audience. We're starting a little late to 1:30 Pacific. Usually it's noon. Usually it's live noon Mondays and Wednesdays. This is Wednesday, May 17th. Please remember, it will be noon, 3:00 Eastern. We're starting a little late because I joined the mothership show to talk hockey. They wanted my Ice Dog system plays, which, if you've been following the Bottom Line Bombs, are amazing. 10-2. 10-2 during the NHL playoffs. And not just that, the last two Bottom Line Bomb shows, my picks, the Bombs, have been 10-2. Pretty amazing. We went 3-1 our last episode, 7-1 before that. So 10-2. We had Nuggets -5.5. That got lucky. That hit by 1/6, even though Jokic missed a free throw. With the over, that was no problem. And we had Dallas game 7, but it did not go over. That was our only loss, 5.5. No problem. No problem to go 10-2. That's fine. Bomb it, says Insano. Welcome to the chat. Welcome everyone who comes into YouTube. Oh, matter of fact, I should retweet the what's happening there from the SGPN. That's what they do. They got to fave it. I should do that and retweet. But I want you to join the YouTube. See, I like the YouTube link. That's what I like doing. That way you can join the comments like Insano. So today I'll give out, there's more NBA and NHL bombs. That's what we've been doing consistently with. Let's see. There's the hockey down to the Final Four. That starts tomorrow and Friday. So I'll give out those and some series plays. Basketball, there's one tonight and then one again, Lakers again tomorrow. We'll get into that. Last night, before we get to the games, I got to talk about that draft lottery that NBA did last night. How ridiculous that was. I get they want to make everything a show, but they so over what we think is content. It's just so not content. They don't even show the ping pong balls anymore, for fuck's sakes. It was the one thing. I don't mean to curse so openly, but that early, I don't mind cursing. It's that early. But if you're going to do the lottery thing for the NBA lottery, show us the goddamn ping pong balls. Now it's just like that. Now it's 30 minutes of an hour of nothingness. Then they come out and they're doing interviews, and it's like, then they just announce teams, and they have the guy. They have to quietly cheer the guy, and Ben Wallace, and some fun people. It was all for Victor Wembanyama, the number one prospect of all time. This French 7'5". And how could that possibly go wrong? But ESPN sent Brian Windhorst to France. They flew him to France so he could interview Wembanyama for 20 seconds. That was a very important interview that he got that in there. There we are. I'm with them. I flew. Yes. Meanwhile, Disney just fired 7,000 employees. They had to give Pat McAfee $500 million, and they had to fly Windhorse to France. I bet Windhorse was crammed into coach class in there. Yeah, Wendy, just go to France. Don't you get a goddamn croissant. You interview Wemby at 3 a.m. His time. Make sure him and his family are up, so he knows he's going to San Antonio. That is a good call. And Sano says it is just like the regular NBA. All you had to do was tune in for the last 5 minutes. I did not watch the rest of it out of principle, and I felt good about myself. But I did watch the last 5 minutes when they finally announced the winner. And so everyone was, when I got on Twitter late night after going out, it said NBA is rigged. I'm like, oh, something happened with the Laker game. And no, it was about the Spurs winning the number 1 pick, which they did again. So, you know, they've had Tim Duncan, Dave Robinson, now Wemby, how's it called? Wemby. I'll say this. They should rig the draft. The NBA knows what they're doing. I just like blast that first blast. Yeah, rig it. Make him go to San Antonio. You want to protect him. If he's the number 1, prospect of all time, he's going to be your league, the face of your league, or an opportunity to be it. Control where he goes. It's a show. Yeah, you're damn right. It's rigged. And San Antonio is perfect for him. We got Popovich who deals with European. You know what? And San Antonio is the perfect town because the problem with the modern day NBA, as far as fans go, is players leave and go where they want to go. They have control, which is a good thing, but it's also bad for the fans because now you just have to have an exciting enough city for players to want to live in. So like when LeBron left Cleveland to go to Miami, he wanted to go live in Miami. Well, I can't blame him, That's right. I had tons of LeBron fans or Cavalier fans. This is before he came back, obviously, when they hated him, when they were burning his jerseys. They're like, I can't believe he left Cleveland. Like you left Cleveland for a $50,000 job at Arthur Anderson. He left for $200 million to go to Miami, and what do you want him to do? But the point is, so it's tough for these cities to compete. So you need the Spurs, the reason why they've had a dynasty, and they're a dull city, but they're genius. They go with the international players and players that are kind of boring. Either a boring player like Tim Duncan or international players like Ginobili and Tony Parker. And now we're going to Wemby, who just don't know any better. They think this is America. They think the Riverwalk is exciting. Like, America's pretty nice. Yeah, it's not. But just don't tell anybody. Don't tell him that New York City or Brooklyn exists. Don't tell him about the Lakers. Or they know about the Lakers. Just tell them San Antonio is as exciting as it gets. So hopefully you know what it is. So yeah, what's the other options? You want Michael Jordan to get him? You got to take Popovich over Jordan, because then if he goes, Jordan will fucking ruin his career. So he did a Kwame Brown. He'll just berate him for not being as good as him. You can't have Jordan yell at this kid for a couple of years. Oh, great. Yeah, this was fun. Why did I leave pro ball over in Europe? And Sano says the lottery is not rigged. Knicks fans in denial since 85. That was the best one. When they gave Patrick Ewing to the Knicks and they had a freezing cold envelope. I like good old fashioned chicanery when it comes to that. All right, now this one envelope is gonna be frozen in ice. Okay, so if you don't get blisters from it and frostbite, just announce it and act like you feel the pain. And that's exactly what happened. So yeah, I agree with them rigging. They should rig it because Michael Jordan will kill this kid. Like he kills every fucking rookie. He kills anyone that's not him because he's a sociopath. All our greatest players are sociopaths. They can't coach or teach other people. Popovich can teach somebody. So I agree with it. So good for Wemby to go into a dull place like San Antonio, where maybe he'll hang around for 10 years there because he doesn't know any better. He doesn't know that America's kind of actually has fun places for a young millionaire. Enjoy the Riverwalk. So another rigged thing works again for the TV show that is the NBA. That song is amazing. That song, of course, conducted or created by the great Peter Tosh, the reggae legend. No, it was not, but I like saying things like that instead of damn Tish. Anyway, let me tell you about Edge Boost, though, real quick. SGPN is excited to announce. Hold on, let me write down the times. An exclusive early access partnership with Edge Boost, the world's first bet now, pay later Visa card. That sounds okay. Similar to buy now, pay later programs that affirm an afterplay. Edge Boost enables you to double your bet with no interest and pay back the advance over 4 equal weekly installments. That's right, 0% interest. Simply deposit funds into your account, and Edge Boost will match your deposit so you can use 2 times the funds on any legal sports betting site. Edge currently offers up to $2,500 in advance as you build a repayment history. Oh, my God. My Edge double down play of the day is, this is what I was supposed to say, a double dog. Well, I haven't given it out yet. All right, I might as well get into it. Well, if we're going to go for a huge dog that you can double up, is that what it is? How about the Miami Heat in 6 at 10-1? Then you double that for 20-1? Fuck it. That's my Edge Boost double down play of the day. Hell, you don't have to pay it anyway. Why not? You might as well swing for the fences. With this special offer, the first 500 SGPN users will start at $1,000 advance limit, and the next 2,500 users will start at $500. Go to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/edge to sign up today. That's sportsgamblingpodcast.com/edge. Must be 21 years or older. Only valid in legal gambling states. Problem gambling, call 1-800-GAMBLER. You don't have a problem, gambler. That's not a problem, is it? Bet now, pay later. Isn't that how every bookie works? My God. But anyway, this is the world we live in now. Yeah, just watch yourself with that kind of stuff. They're giving you credit. They act like it's a credit card. Oh, man, it certainly is. Anyway. Let's get into the NBA bomb. Like I said, we have NBA bombs, NHL bombs, and Man in a Box, which will be coming on later. About last time was about guns and Ja Morant, so I'll tone it down a little bit. Now it's just about traffic signals and street names. But anyway, let's get into the NBA. We have Boston and Miami is tonight. That's the second series. Last night was Denver Lakers. I'll get into that in a bit. This is a series that we'll talk about it. It's not as exciting. Miami's an 8 seed, and then you have these Celtics who the Celtics are hilarious. They're either the greatest team you've ever seen or a G League team that just doesn't care. Just a disinterested summer league exhibition match. And it's all during the playoffs. And they don't learn their lessons. It's like they did it versus Atlanta, they did it versus Philly. They'll win. They're like, all right, this series is over. It's 2-0. And then they just phone it in. And next thing you know, they have their backs against the wall. Uh-oh, we might get eliminated. We better go play. And they almost lost to Philly. It's in 6. But like every time, you're like, all right, they're going to learn their lesson. You know? They know that they have to focus now. It's the playoffs. And then they don't. They're like, whatever. Playing with their food, as they say. They just beat the Sixers. Sixers finally fired Doc Rivers, but side note. After Joel Embiid endorsed. Joel Embiid is hilarious. Absolutely hilarious. After the game, after his horrendous performance, he throws the entire team under the bus, drives over them on his way to Cancun, realizes that might not have been the best look. So they asked him about Doc Rivers, and he supports. I love Doc. He was great. He's my coach. Oh, do you? Then he's fired. Fuck you, Embiid. I think he might have done it just to screw Doc over. First, I said his gift to them was playing so bad that it actually took a day for them to realized it was that Doc Rivers had to go. So now they did it, and they're like, all right, you got to go. And so that's a good look. Embiid, your MVP, regrettable MVP, says, yeah, I love him. I give him full endorsement. Full endorsement? Great. He's fired. Get out of here. So anyway, so now the Celtics, who staved off elimination. That's a fun phrase that people love to say. Staved off elimination. There's some catchphrases that only you hear in sports talk. Winning in game 6 and crushing them game 7. So now the line's 8 and 210.5. You have a rested Miami team coming in here with 5 days rest, and the Celtics had 3 days off. Jimmy Butler has not been the same since he got hurt. I do fear a little bit of Jimmy Butler being hurt, but he's also straight up he's just a gangster, dude. Like, he's just nuts. He's an insane man. He fits that level of sociopath. He's the kind of guy that would play with no socks on. There's a famous tweet. Where a guy says, last time I played at that gym, a guy with no socks did a spin move and a McDouble fell out of his pocket. That's what I feel Jimmy Butler is. He's a guy who would play he has like a cheeseburger from McDonald's in his pocket from like a day ago or from earlier in the day that he was saving for later. He's crazy. Jimmy Butler is legit crazy. Yeah, that crazy. Like, even crazy people don't fuck with. Like, oh, he's in his own world. Like on the train, like no one's sitting next to this guy because you could tell he's just great. That's what Jimmy Butler is, but he's also amazing at basketball. Like, there's no reason why they should be winning games and series, but it's just because he's crazy and people don't want to get too close to him. So we got Miami +8. We're going to do that bomb for game 1. I think game one is the one game you usually come in and the Celtics laying 8. They can either win by 30 or they'll lose this game. And they just mess around too much. And I think the Celtics need to lose in order to win. That's how they motivate themselves. They never learned their lesson. It's hilarious. So they're probably celebrating the Sixers win. Like, all right, now we got it. Now comes the 8th seed. We're going to give out Miami +8. Bomb it. And 210.5. That's a small number. I believe there's going to be a lot more scoring. I think this number's low from that last series, the way it went down. And they've changed their line. That's a big thing. That's why everyone just assumes the Celtics are just going to run, because they had to tell their coach, Azula, the rookie coach, like, hey, we have this lineup that went to the championship last year that you don't do. We should try that. And then they won both games immediately. So like, oh, they're back. That's all they had to do. Really? That's all they had to do? I think it's a little more than that. So we'll go over 210.5 as well. That's 2 bombs. A lot of scoring should be happening. And this will be, now the series is a mismatch on talent wise. The series prices are out of hand. 555 is Boston and Miami's +435 as a dog. Miami plus a game and a half is +170. Over 5.5 games is -140. Did I just burp on there? I might have. Usually there's a cough button in radio. I need a burp button. Good Lord. All right. So this is a hefty price. When you look at it, like, this price is crazy, right? For a Miami team that competes, and they might be getting Tyler Hero back game 3. That's the big thing with it, like Tyler. But here's the reason why I like Miami in this series. Not to win outright, but I'm going to take him. Well, I will take him in 6, 10-1, just because that's a fun price to pay. If they do win, and Jimmy Butler's crazy enough to win this series because he's a crazy man. And he likes it. Nobody wants to see them there. But they have the biggest coaching mismatch in all of the playoffs left, of Eric Spoelstra versus Mazzulla. Mazzulla so far has been getting by. Last series, he was just lucky enough to go against Doc Rivers, the biggest con man in the NBA. It's so funny when people talk about Doc Rivers. Every reporter, and this is why Doc Rivers is a genius. He's a fun guy. He's a great guy, and he's friends with all the media. So when the media report, the media never calls for his job because I love Doc. Took me to dinner. He's one of the best. Great guy. Horrible coach, but great guy. So, Fletcher will have a coaching advantage. Miami will have a huge coaching advantage all series. So let's give out Miami in 6 plus 10-1, but Miami plus a game and a half plus 170. Let's take that. Nope. Again, hit the wrong button. That's what happens when New York's the man box. But let's skip through that. It's not even a really fun, interesting series. And I know the Celtics are this storied franchise, and people just want the Celtics and the Lakers in the finals. I don't, but the Heat are just, I don't know. No one knows what the Heat are. They're the Florida Panthers. We'll get to that of the NBA. But we'll take a Miami first game. Next game is Denver Lakers. That's the more exciting series. That is tomorrow. Yeah, because it's every other game. No rest for the weary. Finally, the NBA is going to make Anthony Davis and LeBron not give them a week and a half off like they did in the first round in between games. Last night's game was great. Denver looked like they were going to blow them out. Then the Lakers came back. We hit Denver minus 5.5, luckily, because it went off at 6.5. Closing line value, we just snuck it in there thanks to a Jokic made free throw or a missed free throw. Depends on what number you had. Over, we crushed. Let's talk about this series in this game. First of all, I said it before, and it was even worse than I thought. The way they talk, the way Denver gets, here's the thing with Denver. They get no respect. They love blaming the altitude at home. ESPN doubled down on the last night. They're like, oh, the Lakers have been eating carbs and pastas and breads for the altitude and hydrating themselves in machine. They're not playing on the fucking moon. My God. I get it. The air is definitely different. And it hits you when you're drinking alcohol a lot. I learned that quickly. My first time I ever went to Colorado. At the bars, there was like water coolers at every bar. Like, what's with all the water coolers? Like, you got to drink water with every drink. Like, yeah, whatever. You don't drink like me. And I realized, yeah, you do. Like after 6 beers, you were fucking high. Like, what is going on? And altitude is something. Anyway, so they talked about that, the carbs and everything. Like they're loading, like they're just loaded up. These are professional athletes. They're fine. And they almost came back and won the game. It was amazing. It was a great game. But now that second day with altitude, they say, is when you're supposed to accumulate. But I don't see them. See, Anthony Davis got 40 points. And everyone did great. Everyone scored well. So I don't see if they're going to bounce back. Like, I think that was the game the Lakers had to get. They're not going to play offensively like that again. Here's the thing, though, with Denver fans. And I'm getting this narrative coming out now. Denver in general, has an inferiority complex. They love whining about how the Nuggets get no respect, and they don't. But for good reason. You're not that cool, Denver. Denver thinks they're cooler than they are. That's their problem. Colorado in general thinks they're coolest. This country. You're assholes. You're jerks. You drive through Colorado, and it's a beautiful state with all the mountains. And you go to Wyoming, you can say, oh, Wyoming right next to Colorado. Oh, I see what you guys did, Colorado. You took everything that's great. Like, this is ours, and you can have the rest. This flatlands and lawlessness. You can do that. Like, Colorado you can just tell they have they have an air about them, if you will. They love talking about how Jokic has no respect. Oh, my God. They love leaning in because Embiid is a bad game. Yeah, he should be. The MVP has no respect. If he played in New York, they'd have a statue of. He won 2 MVPs. What do you want? Yeah, if he played in New York, he'd be a bigger star because he'd be in New York. And New York's more fun. And we like New York better. New York's a better city than you. What do you want us to say, Denver? It's not our fault you're Denver. Your whole mountain time zone is just weird. All right. You want to get down to it, Denver? We don't respect your time zone. We don't think it's real. We don't know what goes on over there. You're in the mountains. in the 70s, you made us put your stupid time zone on sitcoms and the Love Boat. You know what time it aired? Who gives a shit when it airs in the Mountain Time Zone? What's going on out there? Swinger parties and who knows? I think Denver's a very 70s city. There was an article. They almost hosted the Olympics. I think it was 76. I read some article about it. It was pretty amazing how they tried to con their way into hosting the Olympics, and they almost got it. And then the IOC found out that they were lying about all their stadiums that they could build, and like, yeah, no, we didn't think you were actually going to pick us. So what do we do now? Well, what we do now is we pick another city. Oh, all right. Well, we gave it a shot. We lied. You're liars, Denver. That's what I'm trying to say. I will give the Denver fans this. ESPN does not help your cause because ESPN, that's what they're basing this off of. It's not the actual fan base. People who watch it know Jokic is great, and they know the Nuggets are great. But ESPN, they don't care about that shit. They just care. I mean, they're huge. They just care about huge TV shows. You have Mike Greenberg. That's how Mike Greenberg introduced the game yesterday. Old Greeny, which also I hate how ESPN has the Lakers Nuggets series. I wish I had the other one. I wish I had Miami Boston because I can ignore that one. But we can't ignore this fucking Denver Lakers series. I wish TNT had it. So Greenberg opens up and he goes, the world is going to be introduced to Jokic tonight. What? The world's going to be introduced to him? He's a 2-time MVP. Yeah, but you guys haven't watched until now, I bet, right? Who are you talking to, Greenberg? Who's just tuning into this? Well, because it's the Lakers and LeBron. Amazing. Insano says most famous person from Colorado, John Benet Ramsey. There's the thing. Yeah, I know. It's just what I'm saying. Weird shit happens there in Colorado. They have weird money. No one knows where they got it from. They don't build anything up there. It's all fucking lot of swinging, a lot of just second homes, and just who knows what's going on out there. John Denver, Rocky Mountain. He's not from Denver. He's like from fucking Burbank or something, like in a studio. He's not from Denver. Rocky Mountain High is a lie. He's not even from West Virginia. I'm getting upset about now I'm getting upset about John Denver. But yeah, all Colorado's a fraud is what I'm trying to say. Except for your Nuggets. They're a great team. So don't worry about that. So let's give out -5.5. Bomb that. They're going to go up 2-0. I already gave out the Nuggets in 5 in the series. I think a lot of people are like loving the Lakers because of their comeback and they figured them out. I don't think so. I think it's going to get worse for the Lakers, at least in this game. I think they're going to get old. You put a lot of effort in that, and the air will be a factor. And Denver's going to go up 2-0. No, I'm not saying the Lakers can't come back once it goes to LA, but I think it's a pretty short number for Denver at home. Now, the total shot up to 226 because it's going to be hard to keep it under. Now, the Lakers are not going to shoot like that again, and Denver might not shoot like that again. So I don't like the total of it bouncing up 5. But I'm not rushing to play the under. So let's just stick with that. All right. And with that, let me tell you about Shady Rays. They're teaming up with SGPN for Shady May. Not only do you get an amazing 50% off, but you also have a chance to win $500. They got you covered from sun to slopes, from LA to Denver, as I like to say. They have durable frames, extremely clear options for outdoor adventures. I have a pair of Shady Rays. I'll put them on here. I got I'm actually rocking them right now. These are my De Niro and Casino. Look, what was his Ace Roth, my 8th Rothsteins. Shady Rays, if you lose or break a pair, they'll replace them. No questions asked. My favorite thing about them. If you don't love them, exchange them for a new pair free within 30 days if you just don't even like them. So I guess you can just break them. Well, they'll give you your same pair. That's why you don't want to do that. And for our international listeners, Shady Rays has you covered as well with shipping to Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and the United Kingdom. So go to shadyrays.com, use code SGPN for 50% off, 2 pairs of polarized sunglasses. Then take your receipt. Why did I pronounce it like that? Receipt to sportsgamblingpodcast.com/shady for your chance to win the $500 Shady May contest. Now I'll write that times thing down. 30, 37 on my clock. And thank everyone who's watching on YouTube, including the great Insano with his great comments. Make sure you smash the subscribe button and like this video on YouTube. Don't just sit there with it. You got to do something fun with it. And that's it. That's it. That's it for the reads. I'm all done with the reads. I don't have to do them anymore. Can you believe it? That's great for me. All right. Now we are into the show as I show my Ace Rothstein Shady Rays. At JonBenet Ramsey. That is a weird that's a case that won't die. That was one of the early ones. That was one of the ones where like JonBenet Ramsey, a famous one, of course, where the little girl died. But she was in the beauty pageants as a kid. So everyone accused the parents, like, you fucking sicko. You killed your daughter because you wanted to have sex with her. That's why you entered them in beauty pageants. And it turned out they didn't. There's still a lot of shady stuff that went on. But then we're like, we don't care. We still don't like the beauty pageant stuff. It's still gross. We don't like the way you treat your dead daughter. You treat her like a kid, the makeup. And that was the whole world. That was before it was acceptable to do that. Now we're such a fucking ridiculous country that we don't blink twice. We have TV shows showing these parents putting makeup on their 5-year-olds and slutting them up. Anyway, welcome back to the Bottom Line Bombs. So those were the NBA bombs. Just to recap, that is Miami +8 over 210.5. Denver -5.5. Those are the 3 NBA bombs we gave out for the show, which are 10 and 2 in the last shows. Now let's get to the ice. Let me hit something for that. Hold on. I just did the show in the main with the boys, and what do they do? They did the sword for the ice. That's kind of a good, that's a good hockey sound for it. And then my ice dog system, so I can do that. Happy birthday. Wow, that's fun. And cash register. Jesus, they have a lot of fun sound bars. What am I doing? My ice dog systems through the hockey playoffs, if you've been paying attention, are 10 and 2 plus over 10 units. That's where we played the underdog game 1. And if they win, great. Plus money. You're winning. And if they lose, you come back, you play them again. And at plus money, you're going to get a profit. And I went 10 and 2. And those 2 losses, coincidentally, was Carolina. They're the only team that went 2-0 at home, both rounds. That's the crux of it. In hockey, it's going to go 1-1. The pucks are bouncing around. Every line's a puck 'em. But the system does not play for as we get to the Final Four here. And we are in the Final Four teams. We have Florida, Carolina, which is tonight. And Friday, we have tomorrow night. I'm sorry. Thursday night is Florida, Carolina. Friday night is Dallas, Vegas. It's tonight if you're listening on Thursday, which most of you are on the podcast. Very tight series, both of them. Carolina's a 130 favorite. Florida's plus 115. Vegas is what? Same thing, minus 145 for the series. Dallas is plus 120. So pretty tight, both around. Anyone can win it. Carolina's the favorite to win the cup, but not by much. They're like plus 2 something, plus 225. I'm wearing, if you're watching on YouTube, I'm wearing my old Hartford Whale Tail shirt. The Whale Tail. They became the Carolina Hurricanes. Another great move for hockey. The great raid of the 90s when any fun hockey city, Hartford, Minnesota, Winnipeg, Quebec, whatever. They all went to horrible places like Phoenix and Carolina and Dallas, and now they're all representing here. Not horrible places, but like it's just not your hockey place. Although that's kind of overrated too. They like saying, there's no Canadian teams. These Canadian players are everywhere, and Canadian teams don't even have all Canadian players, and none of them grew up playing on a pond. So I want to hear like, how would they know what hockey is in Florida? How do they know where hockey is anywhere? They go inside and play it. That's how hockey's. These guys go to a fucking boarding school at age like 12 now. No one's playing on a pond outside learning how to fucking become a professional hockey player that way. But it's the fans. It's not the players. It's the fans. That's what upsets people. Because a lot of them don't know hockey. But we're American. We don't know hockey. I went off about it last year, how the drought of last show. When Edmonton lost and Toronto losing, the drought continues. 30 years without a Canadian team winning a cup. And that's a drought I actually think is real. Because that's not a city, that's a country. And a country that cares about the sport, where we don't. We don't even know what's going on. But we'll play it, I guess. Hey, hockey's fun. So the fan bases, they'll go nuts for it. It's great. There's no real emotional attachment to it. Like Carolina fans, Dallas fans, Florida fans, Vegas fans. It's the most fun ride. It's a summer ride to play NHL playoffs. You get into it. And then as soon as they lose, you wipe your hands clean. Like, all right, I'm done with that. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. So let's get into these series. Florida, Carolina. I have notes on this. Can you believe that? Actual notes. Let's not all comedy bits. Because I did the main show with the boys, Sean and Ryan, on the main feed, and I was breaking it down. So these games, let's go over the schedule real quick. So this is also every other game. They don't take 3-4 days off. This is hockey. Like I said, they're like an indie band. You got to get in the van and show up. Playing Carolina, playing Charlotte. All right, now we're going down to Florida tomorrow by 10. Right from the airport to the arena. We don't even check in at a hotel. We'll check in later. No time for that. So that's Thursday, Saturday, Monday, Wednesday. They're all at 8 o'clock, all on TNT. It's weird seeing hockey on TNT. This is going to be a fun series. It's going to go long. I think it's going 7. As far as the series goes, I'm giving out Florida plus a game and a half at -165. I'll do that for a bomb. And because I don't know who's going to win the series. Carolina is a better team, but they're not that much of a better team. But they are playing well. And they took my whale tail. And there is money. Charlotte's also got weird money too. North Carolina's got, it's like the jewel. They're like a new Atlanta, where they're the jewel of the South. No one knows where they South gets their money. They have old money. It just seems like it's old plantation money. They have NASCAR and they do business, but there's no real business. What the fuck goes on down there? They don't build anything. Whatever. Point is, they took the Hartford Whalers away from the mall, and they brought them down to Charlotte, and they're good. But we are going to also play. I have a big game one, not a big game one play. We're not going to do the dog system with this one because even though it fits in with the numbers, it doesn't go to the Final Four. Carolina been tough at home, but we are going to go over 5.5 game one. Bomb that. Carolina's going to get their guy Tuevo Teravinian. I think that's the thing with it's another tough thing with hockey and American fans. We can't pronounce any of the fucking names. Why do I curse like this? So it makes it tough. They don't go into chants. You can't heckle. A lot of the Hextall, you did a 2-syllable heckle, but if you Teravinian Tuevo, he's been out since a month. He'll be back. He'll add a little offense to it. Carolina was supposed to lose a lot of offense, and they've been scoring anyway. And both goalies, the reason why I like the over is both goalies played out of their minds last series. But they're both backup goalies that got thrown in there because of other ones playing bad. Sergei Bobrovsky for Florida, he's been great. But he also can be horrible. He's a head case. Frederick Anderson for Carolina, both of them. I believe they're going to regress. And hockey's all about regressing. puck chances. All their puckometrics. Everything's puck. They have fun things like high danger chance conversions of the advanced hockey numbers. Like what? Yeah, danger chances. They used to have. It started off with shots on goal, then hits, and then odd man rushes, and now there's like danger chances, odd man, high danger chances if they convert them. When they start like, what are you talking about? And the blood's high. Chad G, welcome to the chat room. He says, let's fucking go, CJ. But even their saber metrics, the puck metrics of hockey, the terms are just ridiculous, but they're hilarious. It's a high danger conversion. So we're going to go over 5.5. We already gave that out. It'll be a long series. I think so. Anyway. 2 weird towns. Florida Panthers. Carolina Hurricanes. Two fun towns. The other series, Vegas. Now Vegas, Dallas. Now we're getting somewhere. They play Friday. This one I like Dallas a lot. So let me give out that bomb real quick. Dallas plus 115 game 1. And if they lose that, well, they might be in trouble. But I think this is how I think it's going to play out. Game 1 is in Vegas Friday night. 8:00 Friday night. Dallas arrives. When you first get to Vegas, touchdown to Vegas, you come in hot. You think you're going to pace yourself, but you don't. And you're feeling good. Right to the bar, the center bar, you meet there, you get some drinks, you spin a number when you first walk in, see how our weekend's going to be. You lose, you don't care, you bounce right off, maybe you win. Playing blackjack, you're getting drinks, you think you have club plans, and you go out and you feel hot, and everything works out the first night you get to Vegas. And it's the worst thing that could happen to you. Because when you win early, you're going to lose the rest of the way. You want to lose early because then it humbles you and it puts you in the right frame of mind. When you come in, you win early, you think that's how it's going to be. And it's not. I'll put your thing on the board, Chad G. Let's fucking go. It's right, buddy. And so Dallas comes in Friday night. We're going to take that plus 115. Great dog. Their goalie, the Otter. You see, your goalie needs to have a good nickname. They got the Otter. And he should come back to normal. He had a bad series last week. And then Vegas, their goalie, Aiden Hill, I believe it was, he played out of his mind. He's got to come back down. And they're not playing Edmonton anymore. Edmonton was real fun, but their goalie Skinner was horrible. It's gonna be a lot tougher for them. So Dallas is going to come in, and Vegas is going to be nice, warm recipients at home. Come on in. Here's our arena. Here's our women. Here's our drugs. Have at it, Dallas. And Dallas is going to win game 1. They're going to feel good about themselves. And then the next day rolls around. You're okay. Saturday, you're all right. All right, let's power through it. You start drinking your way through it. Things start getting away from you. You start making some bad decisions. You're splitting kings at a blackjack table. You don't know what's, trying to chase. And then finally, Sunday happens. And Sunday is a nightmare. And game 2, Sunday, is at noon. That's what? You're having a hockey game noon on Sunday in Vegas? With the noise. You ever see these pre-games these Vegas teams do, dude? They do a real Vegas show. They do like fucking Cirque du Soleil. They got Thunder from Down Under. They got these house lights. They got DJ Steve Aoki there. And like mirrors. It looks like that scene from Conan. The Schwarzenegger Conan. When he has he has to fight that weird monster in that House of Mirrors. I think so many movies have replicated that. The House of Mirrors, you have to choose which one it is, and you see the feet come from below or something. I don't know how he figures it out. But yeah, they have that hallway of just mirrors and there's house music playing, and you see these road teams are just hung over like, dear God, when do we get to Dallas? Then they missed their flight. So Vegas will tie it up, game 2. I want to give out that bomb already. Game 2, Vegas, noon. And that's an if bet. You can parlay those two. Why not? And then who knows if they even fly back to Dallas. They might just have to miss their flight and drive hangover style have a van meet them on the road and give them their uniforms like their wedding tuxes. They get changed as they go to the arena because it just gets away from them. So that'll be a fun series. Dallas and Vegas. All the Dallas games are on boring days, like Tuesday, Thursday. Let me see the schedule. What is the schedule for that? I had it written down here somewhere. Here it is. Yeah, Friday, 8:30. Not even 8 o'clock, 8:30. So Dallas is going to feast on that one. Then Sunday at noon in Vegas. That's when Vegas ties it up. Then Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, Sunday, blah, blah, blah. Series bets I'll give out there too. I like Dallas in the series plus 120 because they're not going to want to go back to Vegas. So Dallas in 6 plus 475. Let's bomb that. And Dallas series plus 120. So that's the recap. That's Dallas game 1, Vegas game 2. Florida, Carolina over 5.5 game 1. Florida plus a game and a half in the series, Dallas series. NBA, we already did those. Denver minus 5.5. Miami plus 8 tonight. And the over 210.5 tonight. That's a lot of bombs. But like I said, we're 10-2 the last 2 shows with a bomb. So you can fade if you want. But it's been hurting you. Follow and holla, Ja Rule style. If you saw my last Man in the Box promo video that I did. Speaking of which, let me get into the box here. Yes, I did a thing on Ja Morant, and I said that Ja Rule has got to be happy about it because now he's the second worst Ja out there. You know, after Firefest, he took a hit. But then I realized he's still the number 1 worst Ja. Just from that line of every thug needs a lady. Yep. So that's my Ja Rule impression that I do on my Man in the Box. Check out my Man in the Box videos on my YouTube page that you're subscribed to right now. The Bottom Line Bomb. Subscribe to it. Or just follow me on Twitter at CJ Sullivan _ or Instagram at CJ Sullivan was taken. Yes, those are 3 words. CJ Sullivan was taken, or 4 words, I guess. Not like Liam Neeson style, meaning like you type in CJ Sullivan as your handle and say, "Oh, that was taken." That was my joke. But go to my YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, whatever, and you'll see the Man in the Box promo videos I do for the show. And they're a lot of fun. A lot of people like saying to me, "I love those things. I don't listen to your other show. I don't listen to your show, but I like the minute thing. Can you just do that?" Yeah, I can just do that. That's not how you get paid, but anyway. Point is, subscribe, get 5-star reviews, follow me on all the handles. Also, follow my show, The Blackout Diaries. It's another podcast I do with Sean Flannery, hilarious comic and drinker. It's all drinking stories and storytelling and fun things about that. You can find that wherever pods are told, Blackout Diaries. But also, more importantly, follow the Man in the Box, me. Let me play it. I love it. Other sports, we have Preakness and PGA. I'll give out a bonus bomb, PGA. I like Rory at 14-1. I'll give him out. I won't do a PGA breakdown because I want to do some Man in the Box real quick, and then I'm going to get out of here. I want to keep this under an hour. I do like Rory McIlroy to PGA at 14-1. You're getting a good price at him. He used to be like very low because he's faded a little bit, but now he's back on his wife's hometown. You got to play well in a wife's hometown. You know, makes you feel comfortable. That's what you got to before. He famously, he was engaged to a tennis player, and then he broke up with her. He called off the wedding, and then he started winning tournaments, and her career went to hell. And everyone's like, "Oh, she's heartbroken. She's a woman, and he's free as a man, free bird." It's just so very sexist, especially when it comes to golf. Golf is the only sport where the 80% of the analysis is what's going on in your head. Like, well, he's going through a divorce. So, he had a kid. Maybe he's happy now. Everything's like, what's happy? How is he dealing with the wife? That's all golf analysis. So now he's back home, the wife's hometown. He's going to have to do something there. Rory McIlroy, 14-1. Bonus bomb. Anyway, back to the Man in the Box. Thank you, everyone, by the way, for joining the show here on the live too. I don't have much to talk about. I've been obviously I drive a lot. I don't want. It's very hack to talk about driving in L.A. The show's here, the studio's here in Los Angeles, but it's true how bad people are driving in Los Angeles, and there's a reason for it. One, people in L.A. are idiots, and they're very into themselves. They're just self-absorbed. They don't think of other people, and they're very dumb. They're nice people, but sometimes they're not as well. But the real reason there's so many bad drivers in LA is because everybody drives here. Other cities, big cities at least, you don't have to drive. In New York, Chicago, things like that, there's public transportation. You can go around without driving. Matter of fact, it's better to do that. But in Los Angeles, you have to drive it. Everything's so spread out. It's like a suburb with a concept. So that means people who've never driven in their whole lives are driving here. So just by sheer numbers, there's going to be bad drivers. The percentages are, the bad drivers are rooted out in those other cities, and it's survival of the fittest. You go down Lower Wacker in Chicago, where men are made. My friend Anthony Tartaglia once said, where they shot that Batman scene with Heath Ledger. And they spit you right out into the city. It's fucking men are made. I mean, you got to fucking, you learn by the fire, from the pan to the fryer, whatever the fuck it is. But in LA, people just cruise around. I got lost the other night. First of all, coming here, I thought when I first moved here, I thought cars were cheaper to buy out here because they didn't come with turn signals. Because nobody uses their turn signal out here. I mean, for basic switching over lanes, but that's just LA. They don't think of others. They just think of themselves. Okay, I'm coming over, and they come over. They move over lanes like they're falling into a bed. Like boom, this wing's gonna wing on over. It's amazing. Some people put their turn signal on after they make the turn. I love these fucking people. What are you doing? Are you celebrating the turn? Are you like spiking a touchdown, spiking the football? Hey, look at me. I just want everyone pay attention to that turn I made. Yeah, no, you're supposed to signal that you're turning. It's not signal that I accomplished something. I did it. I went from 3 lanes over to the right and caused a 4-car pileup so I can make my exit. Yay! Look at my signal. No, you signal, then you turn. You don't turn, then signal. That upset me. I went to a guy's place. Got lost. Not lost. I went to the wrong address. It was something like 45 whatever Tracy Street, but I went to Tracy Road because everything's GPS. From your calendar, Tracy Road, yes. Yeah, put it in there. You don't think twice about it because everything's in your phone now. They just tell you, this is in your calendar. Trust me, this is where you're going. Then as I'm driving, next thing I'm downtown, I'm like, this doesn't seem right. And some big building, not a person's house. And I'm like, hey, what's your address? It's Tracy Street. Well, what the that should be illegal. You can't have 2 street names of the same street name and call one drive and one road. We have enough names. We have enough words in the language where the language. In the language. We have enough words. Come up with another word. I'm Tracy Street. Well, so am I. I'm Tracy Road. No, you're not. You're not Tracy Road. There already is a Tracy Street. But we're road. I don't care. Road and street mean the same goddamn thing. Think of another word or a name. Think of anything. Call it anything. I don't care. Anything drive. Anything but Tracy Street. Call it that. But you don't keep the same word. How is this allowed, is what I'm trying to say. What time are we looking at? I was getting very upset. I got really worked up there about turn signals and street names. That's a classic Classic man in the box rant there. Andy Rooney smiling down. He's my godfather, Andy Rooney. All right. I should wrap this up. What's the other thing I can talk about? Well, I was going to talk about remembering passwords. Debit card on. I got my debit card got hacked. I told you that before, so you have to get a new one sent. It's just annoying. What's annoying is all your auto payment accounts need to be reset with the new information, and they come out. They love emailing you. Hey, they're like a friend who needs money. They only contact you if they need money. Hey, Hulu here. We just noticed something went wrong with last week's payment. Is everything okay? Or you all right over there? Hey, anytime you have a chance, just update your payment so we can keep charging you for trash. Hey, Washington Post here. Remember that trial you signed up for, and then you don't know how to cancel it because you have to call them on the phone? I had to call Adobe, the headquarters of Adobe, the other day to get off this free trial premium before they started charging me like $20 a month. They'll sign you up, they'll auto sign you, they'll auto pay you. You can do everything auto, no problem. Don't even think twice about it. But you want to cancel, you got to call. And who knows who you're talking to? Then they reach you. Yeah, I'm fine, Dropbox, okay? I've had a little problem. I had a new card. You weren't the first on my mind, okay? Dropbox Premium. I'll get to you. Very annoying. I got to remember passwords. I got a new computer, too. I got an updated computer, and I got to remember passwords. And it's not that yes, we forget our passwords that we set from years ago, but it's not even that. I have to remember the grammatical gymnastics every different site makes us go through. Like I keep basically some of the same password, but no, but this one you have to have a lowercase number and an emoji. A what? Yes, and then underline it, and then a capitalize and lowercase. Just scan my eyeballs. Tell me, get in my brain. Tell me what to listen to and watch to, and let's get this over with. AI, take me away. Anyway, that's it for me, the man in the box. Thank you for joining me for another episode of Bottom Line Bombs. Like I said, 5-star reviews, please. Subscribe, all that shit. Or just share and spread it out there. I don't care. I love what we're doing here. Mondays and Wednesdays live at noon Pacific. If not, subscribe to the podcast. You get them to listen to them whenever you want. And follow these bombs. We're doing great. We're getting great recently. Or don't. Because if it loses, I don't want you coming at me. All right. We'll see you. Yeah.